Hey guys, and welcome. I just want to give you an update here. We're going to call this the door update, and we're working out of the shop today. And so, you know, I kind of threw this thing out where we're making these Tiburon style doors in order to go in the farmhouse. It's kind of a different look. It's not something you can get out at your big box stores, but certainly something you can buy online. But because it's unique and because it's not mass produced, well, it can be a little expensive. And I didn't really want to spend all my money on just a unique door, but we did want that unique feeling. So I went ahead and I built my own doors. And the way we built the doors, well, we only ended up spending about 70 bucks on materials. And so I just wanted to go about, because people were a little bit, well, they were a little surprised that you could build a door for that amount of money. So I kind of wanted to go about how we actually build the door so that you kind of get an impression for it. So, I mean, the biggest trick to building a door is just having your stock. And so you see these really great stock pieces here. They're actually a 1/2 inch by 3 7/8 of an inch. And they're nothing more than fabricated wood. So this is shiplap pole moldings. And so you get them, and when you get them, they kind of look like this. We got a whole bunch here, and so they're shiplap. So they got the tongue, and they got the tongue on both sides. Well, we didn't need the tongue, so we ripped the tongues off of them, and then that's where we get our 3 7/8 inch stock. Now, those tongues are important, and here's what they kind of look like over here. We got them on the table saw. So we're not getting rid of these tongues. They certainly are scrap, but every door needs a stop. And so we're going to use these later on, once we put the door in, to act as our door stops, and I'll show you a picture of that. Now, there's usually quite a bit of joinery that goes into a door, and you have to have the right tools for it. Well, I wanted these to be really simple, and so we're not doing all that fancy joinery. Now, how are we getting around that? Well, most of those joints allow the door to expand and contract, and you've got seasonal expansion and contraction, which is great when you're dealing with solid wood, and you do need that. But in this case, we're taking just little utility panels, and this measures into just a bit more of a 1/16 of an inch Luan panel. And these are utility panels, and then we're laying our pre-cut boards, and these are all manufactured. They're tongue and groove, so we don't really have that much expansion and contraction on these because they've been processed and they're materialed and they're pretty straight. And so we're going to glue these on top, and then we're going to run just a round-off router all the way around it, and then we're going to flip it, and then we're going to glue it again. Now on our corners, we're actually going to overlay it so that the bottom and the top of this is going to cross, and then that's going to give me a really strong joint on the corner, and then I'll kind of show you what it looks like from that point. I don't really have a good spot to put the camera right now, but I'll just keep taking pictures as we go through the process. But then that's really the whole bit of it. I mean, these boards here, you get an 8-foot board, and it's basically $5, and you can't beat that for an 8-foot board. And so we ripped them down. We got our little handy panels here. These handy panels are $20. That's the most expensive bit of it. And then it's just a little bit of glue. It's a little bit of time and patience. And then I think you saw this as we were coming out there. I just had to cat it out because they're all just unique sizes, particularly on the second floor. I wanted to cat it out. And then the biggest thing that we learned from our last one to this one is we want the doorknob really to be in line with one of these cross pieces here. And so your doorknobs can be anywhere between 34 and 48 inches, and that's just going to be adjusted and variable. So on the very bottom, in order to get that and achieve that now, I'm going to take this one out, and I'm actually going to put an 8 1/4 piece in. That way, everything looks good and it looks spaced, and that's just kind of an upgrade from my very first one that's on the basement door to this one now. So yeah, let me keep working on this. I'll snap a couple shots, or maybe I'll get a chance to do a blog and have Aiden edit onto this later, but that's it, and it's kind of simple, and yeah, they're light-duty doors. There's nothing fancy about them, but it's an interesting looking door. It's different. It's not something that you get at the big box store, and it's easy enough where there's no crazy cuts out of this. It's all table saw, chop saw, and then just a router, like I said. So I hope that really kind of inspires you all out there on finding a way to kind of make your own doors, particularly if you've got some odd sizes out there. If you have any questions, definitely ask me. Leave a like, leave a comment, and hey, thanks for watching. Bye.